It's everything you've come to expect from Bluetti, including, actually, this is new, Bluetopus. That's evidently AI BMS now. But yeah, so everything you've come to expect, but it's water resistant. So yes, this is like a big, large unit, 1.5 kilowatt hours, a combination really between the AC60 and the AC200L. So yeah, they mentioned, actually they really kind of pushed this in this listing here, you know, the kind of like boating crowd, you know, so if you want to take this out on your boat, maybe maybe you want to take this out on your yacht. Yeah, so they do suggest actually too that if you do have a large yacht, you kind of want to go all in on this thing and buy, well, you buy 2 of the units here and then 8 of the extra batteries. So yeah, we'll get into that. By the way, that's like $12,000 to $15,000. But I guess, yeah, if you're, you know, if you're riding around in a large yacht like that, probably money's not too much of an issue, right? So yeah, so they do say, you know, it's water resistant, but guess what? You can't submerge this thing. So, you know, if you're worried about the power station going overboard, yeah, you kind of want to check out this Arc Packs. I actually took a look at this in a video not too long ago. That one, that one's, you can actually submerge that one for up to 3 hours. That's what they say. So if you want to go scuba diving, or again, if you're just worried about it, you know, making its way into the water. Yeah, but otherwise, you know, in most circumstances, this rating here that they show, IPX4, X5, excuse me, X5, whatever that means. And by the way, you know, if you're taking your yacht out onto the ocean, yeah, you might be concerned, you know, even if you never get it wet, you might be concerned about the salty air, right, and the corrosion. So supposedly they've got this thing protected from that as well. Now they, you know, they don't give any details on how they're achieving that. And now water resistance is one thing, but they're actually saying that this thing is completely dust proof. So yeah, job sites, construction sites. Hey, if you're in the middle of the desert, where'd this guy get these logs from in the middle of the desert? And let's talk about the specs here real quick, because yes, it's good, but there's there's like a giant asterisk here. So yeah, 2400 watts from the wall is what you can do. Guess what? That's only if you got one of the extra batteries hooked up to this thing, because otherwise it's going to be too fast, isn't it? It's only 1.5 kilowatt hours, you know, 1500 watt hours. So yeah, 2400 watts. You don't want to be doing that. It's actually only 1500 watts if you're just using just the unit itself. And that's plenty fast. It's still going to be 1 hour. And they do mention too that you'll have to use this special 20 amp cable as well. You know, and obviously you're going to have a 20 amp outlet for that too. Now for the solar, guess what? 1200 watts. Yeah, that sounds pretty good, but you might find this disappointing. 60 volts. That's it. Now, if you want to do higher, you know, maybe you want to go up to somewhere around 140 volts. Yeah, you can actually do it, but you're going to have to use this giant power brick. They call this like a PV voltage regulator. You know, just put a different charge controller on this thing, right? I mean, this is just kind of silly. Now, of course, and you'd have to buy this separate as well. And I can't tell you anything about it. I couldn't find it on Amazon. I couldn't find it on their website. So the good news is you don't really need it, because you can hit that 1200 watts. Maybe you can if you got like the perfect solar panels, because yeah, they do say 21 amps. So, you know, in theory, you can do 1200 watts without that little power brick voltage regulator thing, but you're probably going to want that, really, if you want to get serious with solar. Or, you know what, maybe just go for one of the extra batteries, or a couple of them. I mean, these are 2100 watt hours, so 2.1 kilowatt hours. They're fully water resistant. It's like the same water resistant specs. In fact, it should be better because it's completely sealed up, isn't it? And they still give you some USB too. You get like 100 watt USB. Yeah, the 12 volt, and they do say 500 watts of solar, 60 volts again, but yeah, 500 watts for every extra battery, and that's probably 10 amps. So yeah, I mean, I think maybe if you just want to do more solar, hey, you know, grab some extra capacity while you're at it. Now this thing is parallel capable, but you might be disappointed to find out that it's only 120 volts. There's no 240 volt option with this. It's basically just so you can run, more stuff continuously. Now, why did they do this? I don't know. Probably because they didn't want to step all over the AC 300, AC 500 models, right? And yes, UPS, 15 milliseconds or less, LFP batteries, and yes, the app as well. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff here. Now, what's not good about this product? You're probably wondering that, aren't you? Well, it's the weight of this thing, 72 pounds. Yeah, for 1.5 kilowatt hours. I think that's a new record. So, and by comparison, Bluetti's AC180P is 1400 something watt hours. It's like within 100 watt hours of this thing, and it's literally half the weight. Now, the one interesting design element on here that you might not have seen on any Bluetti models is this vent on the front, right? This is kind of interesting. It's actually, I believe it's actually a drain channel. So, any water that could come into the side of the unit, because this is open. I mean, it is open. There's cooling fans there, obviously, if you're running big loads. The inverter, there's heat sinks in there, everything like that's going to heat up, So, yes, it is designed to kind of move air through the unit. But what I think they've done here is the batteries actually sit down here. Yeah, they're actually sealed in like a separate container. So that's what really this is, this is the bottom. That's why this drain channel is literally at the bottom of the upper part of the unit. So yeah, any water that comes in will drain out there. Yeah, so this is just kind of a cool product, something unique from Bluetti. And if you're interested in buying this thing, make sure you use these coupon codes. This one, $600 off. Make sure you enter that. And so yeah, hopefully you just kind of found this video helpful or interesting somehow. If you did, make sure you give the video a like. And yeah, thanks for watching.